Today we will watch a movie about a girl with a pig face. But countless noblemen wanted to marry her. Jessica and Richard were born of nobles. The family had a long history and attracted worldwide attention. They were in the upper class and there were always reporters following them. This was the day Jessica gave birth. The reporter wanted to rush into the delivery room to record the whole process. As Jessica screamed, Penelope was born. Shockingly, the baby girl born by Jessica actually had a pig nose and ears. It turned out that there was an ancient curse in Richard's family. One of his family ancestors had an affair with a maid and she became pregnant. She got laughed at by other family members. In the end, the man married another noblewoman. Heartbroken, the maid committed suicide by jumping off the cliff. After a witch learned about it, she wanted the nobles to suffer the devil's result for their doing. She cast a spell on the family, cursing that every daughter of the family would have a pig face. And the only way to lift the curse was when one of her kind learned to love her. A true love appeared, sincerely swearing to her and gave her a true love kiss to airlift the curse. Fortunately, all 5 generations of the family were boys. And the mother who gave birth to the girl in the 6th generation was unfaithful to her husband, who inherited the blood of the family. So Penelope was the only girl born in this family. But because Penelope's carotid artery ran directly through the nose, the doctor couldn't remove it. In order to prevent her daughter's appearance from being known to outsiders, Jessica stayed at home and dared not see any reporters. But the reporters wanted to secretly photograph Penelope to get exclusive news. Once, reporter Lemon hid in a cabinet and tried to take photos, but he was found out by Jessica and blinded his right eye. In order not to be harassed, the couple can only fake Penelope's death to calm the reporters down. When Penelope was 18 years old, her mother sought out many noblemen at a high price. She hoped to find a man who could accept her daughter. But after 7 years, she wasn't satisfied. Every time Penelope showed up, she would scare away her date. After being taken aback, they had to sign a confidentiality agreement. One day, Edward came to the blind date and had an accident. The butler failed to catch him in time and he escaped from the house. Edward ran to the police station to report but was detained for a night as a neurotic. A reporter who followed learned the news from the police. He went back and wrote the news, and it hit the headlines the next day. As an heir to a noble enterprise, Edward could not leave a bad impression on the public. He went to the newspaper office to find a reporter, but the reporter ignored him completely. He even asked the security to kick Edward out. Lemon heard Edward yelling about the pig girl. He remembered that he was blinded. So he stepped forward and stopped the security guard and took Edward away. The two decided to find the truth together. Lemon was going to find a declining nobleman to sneak in the house. But he mistook Martin for the former nobleman in the casino. Martin was a pianist and had given up his career since he became addicted to gambling. When he heard that he could make money, he immediately agreed. Lemon gave Martin a piece of clothing with a camera. He just needed to lift his right hand and he could take pictures immediately. Here Jessica doubled the money to attract many other noblemen. Martin got in and found the camera was leaking. When he was lying on the sofa, Penelope pushed the door into the room. All the people fled like seeing a monster, as if scolding their parents didn't bear them with more legs to run. When Martin stood up, he was left alone. Jessica saw Martin not leaving from the surveillance. She thought she had found someone who can accept her daughter. Penelope talked to Martin through the processed mirror. During the conversation, Penelope was attracted by this funny man. Martin found one of Penelope's favorite books among 300 books based on Penelope's interest. At this time, Martin also became interested in this mysterious girl. They continued the exchange the next day. Martin didn't let Penelope down. She laughed at his jokes. The two talked for a long time through the mirror. Penelope asked Martin to play the piano and appeared behind him secretly. Martin was also taken aback by her face. But he didn't run away right away. Because through the communication, Martin could feel that this was an excellent girl with a kind heart. He raised his hand to touch Penelope's face but accidentally activated the hidden camera. He couldn't help but burst into swearing. Penelope thought Martin felt that she was like a monster like everyone else. She sadly ran back to her room. Martin rushed out the door angrily and broke the camera in front of Lemon, letting him stop harassing Penelope. Jessica advised her daughter not to run away to give Martin some time to adjust, in order to save her hope. Jessica chased out and called Martin back. But she happened to see the reporter who was blinded many years ago talking to Martin. Martin chased back to explain that he didn't want to hurt Penelope. But Jessica didn't believe him. Penelope heard the cry and came out to tell Martin the reason. She hoped Martin could marry her to lift the curse. But Martin didn't agree. He didn't want her. He was just a fake blamer, and he didn't meet the conditions for lifting the curse. Martin was kicked out of the door. Penelope sat sadly on the ground. 7 years of a blind date, she finally found the one she loved, but it was just a wishful thought. She didn't want to live like this anymore and decided to run away from home. Penelope opened the door into a whole new world for the first time in 25 years. She covered her face with a scarf and checked into the hotel. Edward, the nobleman who escaped from Penelope's house before, was letting the painter draw Penelope in his impression. He put it in the headline of the newspaper to try to clear the negatives. Penelope was very angry when she saw her misdrew face in the newspaper. She contacted Lemon and handed over her real photo to replace the portrait in the newspaper. Martin returned to the casino unhappy when he saw Penelope in the newspaper. He decided to return to normal life and continued to play the piano. Penelope met a girl in a bar, and the two began befriending. They traveled everywhere together. She also sent her photos to her parents. Jessica found Penelope based on the reference in the photo, but when Penelope saw her parents, she turned around and ran away. She did not dare to take off her scarf and hurried to the bar, causing insufficient oxygen uptake and passed out. When she woke up in the hospital, she was surrounded by reporters. The media kept taking every movement of Penelope, just like an alien. Suddenly, Penelope became people's favorite idol. Edward said in an interview that Penelope was a monster and she should be kept in a cage. His father hurriedly pulled Edward away and berated him for catering to the public. In order to save the situation, Edward went to Penelope's house to propose to her, making up for his conscience. After hearing this, Jessica immediately agreed. She wanted her daughter to get married to release the curse. Martin saw the newspaper. He tried to expose Edward's ugly face. But he was not a nobleman, and he did not want to hurt Penelope. He had no choice but to accept this fact. At the wedding, Edward was reluctant. Penelope saw that her parents and the guests were expecting to lift the curse, but she felt that she was the most miserable now. Compared to marrying someone she didn't love, she would rather maintain her current appearance. Penelope turned and fled the wedding. Jessica told her daughter that if she got married, she could restore her appearance and start a new life. Penelope told her mother that she liked who she was now. Just after saying this, a magical force appeared and pulled her back. The once cursed scene came to Pepper's mind. Wake up again, Penelope had returned to her normal appearance. It turned out that the way to lift the curse was not to find a true love kiss, but to be brave enough to accept who they were. What people didn't expect was the housekeeper who had served in Penelope's house for many years was the witch who set cursed back then. That day, Penelope smiled when she learned that Martin was not a nobleman. She seemed to understand why the boy rejected her. For Halloween, Pepper wore a piggy mask. She knocked on Martin's door with the reason for borrowing the toilet. In the conversation, she saw that Martin really liked her true self. She took off her mask to reveal her identity. In this way, Penelope not only lifted the curse but also gained her true love. Penelope's parents seemed to have been doing their best to protect her. But from the bottom of their hearts, they also disliked this ugly daughter. What they loved most was actually the family reputation. So they couldn't face their daughter's flaws calmly and only knew how to confine her and faked her death. Just like treating everything in the world, the courage to face and accept is the most correct way. Well, this video ends here. Remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you next time.